This is a great love triangle cover, much better than the first book's cover. All you have to do is overlook the fact that Nikki looks different in every single book. Maybe she gets a lot of makeovers.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
We begin on the exact same scene that the last book finished with. Wow, continuity. Karen has big news. There's a cheating ring in the school. She discovered 2 of the basketball players secretly buying answers to a test. And by secretly, I mean they did it in the middle of the hallway where Karen was easily able to see and overhear them. They aren't particularly smart criminals. Lucky for them, Nancy Drew isn't in this series, or they'd be arrested by Chapter 3. The secret meeting that does go successfully is Samantha's meeting with Kyle. She likes him, but she can't be seen with him because he's socially blah. So she keeps asking him to meet her in obscure places. He's a little suspicious, but what can she do? Her reputation is more important than her boyfriend is. I don't think this relationship is going to end well. Karen and Ben are becoming closer, and she hopes that they'll become an official couple soon. She tells him about the cheating ring, and he's upset. He tells her she can't write about the cheating ring in the newspaper. That will tear the school apart. She should keep it a secret from everyone. This should be setting off all sorts of red flags here, but Karen likes Ben, so she agrees not to tell anyone about the cheating, at least for a few days. Naturally, Brittany overhears the conversation. Why is everyone in this school so bad at having secret conversations? Brittany spends the rest of the book spying on Karen and trying to steal the story away from her. Remember the last book where Nikki broke up with Tim and refused to talk to him again? Well, you can forget about it because that apparently never happened. Continuity! Now Tim and Nikki are still talking to each other and they feel awkward because they don't know whether to go forward in their relationship or not. They just sort of stare at each other with longing looks on their faces. And this is the total opposite of Nikki dumping him forever. Grandpa invites the family to a business dinner where Nikki meets Nigel Butler. He's the most handsome guy she's ever met. He's got a sexy British accent. He loves photography just as much as Nikki does. Basically, the perfect boyfriend. She instantly gets a crush on him, and Grandpa must know what's up because he volunteers Nikki to take Nigel all over town and show him where things are. Thanks, Grandpa. Karen talks to her friends about her problem, although she doesn't give out any specifics. One friend says she should go for Ben, while another friend says she shouldn't censor herself. Lacey is the tiebreaker vote. She says Karen should be 100% sure the story is true before she reports on it. 'Cause what if the basketball players were just pretending to cheat? There's no reason they'd risk getting kicked out of school for pretend cheating, but Lacey's got a point. Karen will have to go undercover and break the cheating ring from the inside. Samantha has a secret library date with Kyle, because nerds like library stuff, not cool things like basketball. Kyle is offended that Samantha is stereotyping him. She feels so bad, she makes a date with him at the mall. That will prove she's not ashamed to be seen with him in public. Only Samantha shows up to the mall date with a full headscarf and she ducks out of sight whenever her friends get close. That proves she is ashamed to be seen with him, but Kyle doesn't pick up on it. Nikki feels bad because she really wants to date Niles, but she doesn't want to give Tim the wrong signals. She decides to run the idea past Tim first. And why? She dumped him! Why does she need his permission to date other people? Ugh. Anyway, Tim says that they can see other people, and Nikki's heart burns with sadness to hear him say that. Drama. Ben tries to talk Karen out of writing the story, and again, I'm really suspicious about why he's so adamant about not telling anyone about the cheaters. But Karen's distracted when Ben asks her out to Jeremy's party. A real date! He must like her. Jeremy's party is hilarious. Sorry, I mean it's wild and out of control. When Jeremy's dad calls, one of the dumb jocks tells Mr. Pratt about the top secret party, and that's hilarious. He even starts up a casual conversation about Mr. Pratt's vacation. I'm sad that the book didn't follow up with this, because Jeremy is so getting grounded forever. Samantha has a great idea. Total boyfriend makeover. She gets Kyle some fashionable new clothes and a great haircut. She shows Kyle off to all her friends who are super impressed. And that's it for the storyline. Everybody loves the new Kyle, and Samantha's social status is secure. I guess changing him into the boyfriend she wanted worked out fine after all. I totally thought that would backfire because she's being a horrible person, but no, it worked out great. Niles and Nikki meet 2 more times, and Nikki has a great time until the cover scene where Tim just stares at them and she freezes up. She feels awful and worries that he's gonna think she's moving on with someone else, even though she literally asked him if she could do this 30 pages ago. Continuity! Nikki decides to be honest, and she tells Niles she's not sure if she wants to get back together with Tim. Niles understands he has a girlfriend back in England. So Nikki and Niles are kind of in the same boat. They both desperately want to date each other, but they can't. Karen makes a big show of failing a test right in front of one of the cheaters. He offers to give her a copy of next week's chemistry test if she gives him $20. Lucky for her, he's pretty open about naming all of the other people in the crime ring, including Rick Sutton, Lacey's boyfriend. Dun dun dun. By coincidence, Lacey complains that her boyfriend Rick has been acting strange lately. And Brittany finally learns Lacey was the one who blackmailed her in the first book. So when Brittany steals Karen's notebook and sees that Rick S. is part of the cheating ring, Brittany can't help but taunt Lacey with the knowledge that Rick is a cheater. At least that's kind of what happens. Readers are supposed to be observant here and note that Rick Sutton, the cheater, is totally different from Rick Stratton, the boyfriend. A tragic mistake! I didn't notice the difference because there was a 28-page gap in between the 2 last names being fully stated. I'm sorry, River Heights. You're an interesting series, but I'm not that level obsessed with you that I have all the ancillary characters' names memorized. Brittany reports to the principal about the cheating ring, and she gets all the credit for stopping them. She's practically guaranteed to be the head editor of the newspaper next year, especially since Karen sat on the story. Everyone who is involved with the cheating ring gets kicked out of school, including the basketball coach. Karen hides in her bedroom and refuses to come out ever again. Ben comes over and apologizes to her. He confesses he already knew about the cheating ring. Duh, that was obvious. He wanted Karen to keep it a secret because he's a legitimately nice guy who didn't want to see anyone get hurt. He was just being nice in the most suspicious way possible. The 2 of them make up and go back to being friends who are kind of dating. We finish with Lacey confronting Rick about the cheating. He gets so angry that he's falsely accused, he runs away and goes mountain climbing alone. He falls off the mountain and winds up in a coma. If we're following traditional soap opera rules here, that means he's going to wake up thinking he's engaged to Nikki. The end. Post-book follow-up. Karen gets 2 books in a row? Is she a main character in the series now? I'm surprised. I'm also a little surprised they kept going with the Samantha Kyle story, instead of ending it with the last book when she realized she legitimately likes him. That would have been a good stopping point. Sorry to keep comparing this series to Sweet Valley High, but that's not how Sweet Valley High works. There aren't any plot lines that last multiple books, and tertiary characters like Karen only get 1 book in the spotlight, before going back to the locked room where they keep all of the non-main characters. So let's go through the storylines one by one. Brittany surprisingly doesn't have any drama with Tim. I guess she temporarily forgot that she's trying to make a move on him. Continuity! Instead, Brittany's the scheming villain who's trying to steal Karen's story. Brittany doesn't come across as too villainous, though, because she's in the right. This is a story that should be made public. Karen shouldn't have sat on it just because she has a crush on Ben. I liked seeing Karen infiltrate the cheating ring, but I didn't like seeing her interact with Ben. He was overly suspicious, and she was overly dopey, doing whatever he said because he's cute. I'm not rooting for them as a couple. In the same way, I'm not rooting for Kyle and Samantha as a couple. They were cute and good in the last book, but in this book, she's openly ashamed of him and openly tries to change him. He goes along with it with no complaints, and I was sure that would backfire, but no! What a horrible message to send to young, impressionable readers. Maybe it's gonna backfire in the next book. Finally, Nikki. I feel bad because I am always trashing the main character of the series, but I honestly don't like her. She and Tim have to blow everything up into major drama, even now when they're no longer dating. Oh, I did like Nikki with Niles. Their dates were cute, and he's a much better boyfriend than Tim, simply because he's not as emotionally needy. I'm sure the two of them will end up dating eventually. Overall, it's an okay book. I like seeing Nikki's new boyfriend. I like seeing more of Samantha and Kyle, even though that story did not go the way I wanted it to. And I liked the cheating ring aspect of Kieran's storyline. That was interesting, even if the rest wasn't. So I think I'll rate this book the same as the last book. Okay? I give River Heights number 7, Cheating Hearts, a 7 out of 10.